What if the future is already happening? The future has always been something we imagine, but what if it's not ahead of us anymore? What if it's already here, quietly unfolding while we're still calling it tomorrow? Welcome to Information World. For centuries, humanity has treated the future as a distant destination, a place we will eventually arrive at through progress, innovation, and time. We draw timelines, predict breakthroughs, and imagine revolutions that will change everything one day. But reality has a strange habit of moving faster than our expectations. Many of the things we once called science fiction are no longer ideas. They are systems. They are infrastructure. They are daily life. Look around you. Artificial intelligence writes, speaks, paints, diagnoses illness, drives cars, predicts behavior, and makes decisions once reserved only for humans. Algorithms silently shape what you see, what you buy, who you talk to, and even what you believe. Data moves faster than thought, faster than politics, faster than ethics. Entire economies now exist only as numbers on servers scattered across the planet. The future didn't arrive with an announcement. It didn't knock on the door. It blended in. Human history is full of moments where people didn't realize they were living through a turning point. When electricity first appeared, many believed it was a novelty. When the internet emerged, it was seen as a tool for academics and hobbyists. Even smartphones, now extensions of our minds, were once dismissed as unnecessary luxuries. The pattern is clear. The most powerful changes are rarely recognized in real time. Today, we stand in a similar moment. We talk about the future as if it is still approaching, but many of its defining elements are already active. The question is no longer what will the future look like. The real question is how much of it is already shaping us. One of the clearest signs is how time itself feels different. Life moves faster, not because clocks tick quicker, but because information never sleeps. News cycles refresh every minute. Trends rise and collapse within days. Attention spans shrink while cognitive overload grows. We consume more content in a single day than our ancestors might have encountered in years. This constant acceleration is not accidental. It is engineered. Digital platforms are designed to maximize engagement, not understanding. Algorithms learn what triggers emotion: fear, anger, desire, validation, and then feed it back to us endlessly. The result is a world where perception becomes fragmented, where truth competes with virality, and where emotional reactions travel faster than facts. In such an environment, the future doesn't need to arrive dramatically. It only needs to adjust our habits slowly enough that we don't resist. Artificial intelligence is another powerful signal. For a long time, AI was portrayed as a distant threat or a distant miracle. Today, it is neither. It is a tool woven into everyday systems. Recommendation engines decide what you watch. Credit algorithms influence financial opportunities. Automated systems assist doctors, judges, and employers. Language models converse fluently. Image generators create worlds that never existed. The boundary between human creativity and machine output is no longer clear. This raises a profound question. If machines can replicate or even surpass human abilities in thinking, learning, and creating, what does that mean for identity? For purpose? For value? The future we imagined was one where machines serve humans. The reality emerging is one where humans adapt to machines. Education changes to match algorithms. Work restructures around automation. Social interaction shifts into digital spaces. Even emotions are quantified: likes, shares, reactions reduced to measurable signals. And yet, most people still describe this as the early stages. That belief itself may be an illusion. Consider how power operates in this new world. In the past, power came from land, armies, and visible authority. Today, power flows through data. Whoever controls information flows can influence behavior at scale. Entire populations can be nudged without force, without laws, without awareness. This is not conspiracy. It is design. Behavioral psychology, combined with machine learning, allows systems to predict and shape decisions with astonishing accuracy. Shopping habits, voting patterns, lifestyle choices all become data points in massive feedback loops. Freedom, in this context, doesn't disappear suddenly. It dissolves gradually. People still feel free because they choose, but the choices presented to them are increasingly curated. Another sign that the future is already happening is how reality itself becomes negotiable. Deepfake technology can fabricate voices, faces, and events with disturbing realism. Images and videos, once trusted as evidence, now require skepticism. The phrase "seeing is believing" no longer holds. Truth becomes probabilistic. In such a world, reality competes with simulation. Narratives compete with evidence. Confidence often outweighs accuracy. And the line between authentic and artificial blurs. This shift has enormous consequences. When shared reality weakens, social cohesion fractures. People retreat into information bubbles that reinforce existing beliefs. Dialogue turns into conflict. Complexity gets replaced by slogans. Ironically, the more connected we become, the more divided we feel. Now think about identity. In the digital future that already surrounds us, identity is no longer stable. It is modular. Profiles, avatars, usernames, digital reputations, fragments of the self distributed across platforms. A person may exist simultaneously as a professional profile, a social persona, a private chat identity, and an algorithmic prediction. Which one is real? The answer becomes uncomfortable: all of them, and none of them completely. Even memory changes. We outsource remembrance to devices. Photos remember for us. Notifications remind us. Search engines recall what our minds forget. Human memory, once essential for survival, becomes optional. But memory shapes identity. When memory weakens, identity becomes fluid. This fluidity is often celebrated as freedom, but it can also lead to disorientation. Without stable reference points, people struggle to answer fundamental questions: who am I? What matters? What is real? Now let's talk about work. Automation and AI are not just replacing jobs, they are redefining the meaning of work itself. Productivity increases while job security decreases. Skills expire faster. Lifelong careers give way to constant adaptation. The future we imagined involved leisure machines working while humans enjoy freedom. The reality is more complex. Many work more, not less, competing not just with other humans but with systems that never sleep. Economic value becomes detached from human effort. This creates a paradox. Society becomes richer in capability, but individuals feel more replaceable. Mental health struggles rise. Anxiety, burnout, and existential uncertainty become widespread. Not because people are weak, but because systems evolve faster than psychological adaptation. Once again, the future doesn't announce itself. It pressures quietly. Even biology is not immune. Advances in genetics, biotechnology, and neuroscience are reshaping what it means to be human. Gene editing promises disease prevention. Brain-machine interfaces explore direct communication between minds and machines. Longevity research aims to extend life itself. These are not distant theories. They are active experiments. When technology reaches inside the body, the future stops being external. It becomes intimate. At that point, the question is no longer will technology change humanity. It becomes how much change are we willing to accept before we stop recognizing ourselves. Philosophically, this leads to a deeper realization. Humanity has always defined itself in contrast to nature. Now, we define ourselves in contrast to our own creations. Intelligence no longer belongs exclusively to biology. Creativity no longer belongs exclusively to consciousness. If meaning was once derived from uniqueness, what happens when uniqueness can be replicated? This is where many feel unease but struggle to articulate it. The future challenges not just systems, but narratives. Stories about progress, success, morality, and destiny begin to feel outdated. Old frameworks fail to explain new realities. And yet, humans still search for meaning. This is perhaps the most important point. Despite all technological shifts, one thing remains constant: the human need to understand, to belong, and to matter. The danger is not technology itself. The danger is sleepwalking through transformation without reflection. If the future is already happening, awareness becomes the most valuable skill. Awareness of how systems shape behavior. Awareness of how convenience trades autonomy. Awareness of how speed trades depth. Awareness of how certainty trades truth. The future does not need to be feared, but it does need to be questioned. Because history shows that tools amplify intentions. A connected world can empower understanding or amplify manipulation. Intelligent systems can enhance creativity or centralize control. Automation can liberate or marginalize. Outcomes are not inevitable. They are shaped by choices individual, collective, ethical. So maybe the most important question is not whether the future is already here. Maybe the real question is whether we are present enough to notice it. Because the future isn't waiting for permission. It's already influencing decisions, values, relationships, and identities. Quietly. Efficiently. Relentlessly. And if we don't engage with it consciously, it will shape us by default. The future doesn't arrive one day. It arrives gradually, until suddenly, it feels normal. And only then do we realize we're already living inside it. If this made you think, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Information World for more deep explorations into reality, technology, and the ideas shaping our world.